Well, not only are the Seahawks going to face the 49ers week one, but now you're telling me that Seattle gets to match up with the guy that wanted out of Seattle.
I have come home, Master. This is no longer your home, and I am no longer your master.
In Pittsburgh in week two. Oh man, this might be the two best weeks of my life. Two of our big rivals going against week one and two, one home, one road. Oh man, this is going to be a fun one. I'm going to explain that all in just a moment. Let's talk football. Alrighty, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast, or sports everything on this channel. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, we are going over another game released by the Seattle Seahawks. I'll be doing a full schedule release on the Seahawks in another video once it officially comes out later tonight. But this was first revealed to me by my pal, Michael Robinson. I met him during a time when I was a cashier at a grocery store. He came in. He's a Seahawks fan. He's gonna be in Seattle for that San Francisco game, so I'm very excited for him, especially for the season opener. But he recently brought to my attention the Week Two game that has been announced, and it is against the rematch of Super Bowl 40, the most rigged Super Bowl of all time. The Steelers at home taking on my Seahawks. Oh man, and my pal Steven, he does not know this yet. I'm gonna reveal this to him later on when I send him this video. But oh my goodness, oh man, I am so excited about this game already because not only is it's the QB situation kind of going on with the Steelers, but it's now another wide receiver situation because they just traded away George Pickens, who's been an underrated receiver in their squad. But now they have to go out there in free agency and find one. Maybe they're going to still get Aaron Rodgers. We don't know yet. But the question is, since Mason Rudolph right now is the declared starter, can Mason Rudolph go head to head with the Seahawks' revamped defense? Excuse me. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Before we get started, though, if you guys do enjoy this video, please sure to do me a favor. Smash the like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. For now, let's talk about this matchup. Oh, man. This is exciting. Mason Rudolph. I just don't think he's a guy that can get you up to 9 to 10 wins a season. And Mason Rudolph, I don't think he's faced against Seattle in his career. So in total of his record, he is even 1-1 against the Seattle Seahawks in his career. Now I don't know what years those were. Let me go here. Maybe this will be it. Aha! Here we go. So the one game that he won. These are the games that he played against the Seattle Seahawks. It doesn't say which one was won and which one wasn't. But the first time was in 2019. He completed 12 of 19 passes, had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. And then, of course, had the 2023 season. I believe, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, the 2019 season was DK's rookie year, and we beat them then. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But then there's 2023, which Mason Rudolph started for a little while, was 18 of 24, and had a completion percentage of 75%. Had no touchdowns, no interceptions, was sacked once for a loss of 8 yards. So, to Mason Rudolph, he's 1-1 against Seattle in his career. It's going to be on the road in Pittsburgh, it's arguably one of the hardest places to play because of those terrible towels. But the main reason I look at the Seahawks, the defense is astounding. That defense with Nick Mware, the newest addition, and Ernest Jones being added to that defense, and Mike McDonald is the coach, the same guy that was playing in the Steelers division a few years ago. Now, of course, they get swept that time, and the Ravens did. But I'm looking at this matchup. This matchup is terrifying if you're a Steelers fan because this is early in the season. We don't know who the quarterback is going to be. We don't know if DK is going to have another receiver to back him up. We don't know if TJ Watt is going to get extended or if at worst case scenario, he holds out for a new extension or wants to be traded out. We just don't know yet. The Steelers are a big question mark. They are a huge question mark. We don't know who the starter is going to be. We don't know if there's going to be two receivers and not Metcalf on his own. We don't know if TJ Watt's going to hold out for a new deal. We don't know. We honestly do not know when it comes to the Steelers. And of course, this is the week 1 game for the Steelers has not been announced yet that I have heard. But this game is huge. This game, I believe, has a chance to be one of the better games in week 2. It's going to be close. The Seahawks and Steelers have been close each of the last few times. The most recent time was in Seattle 2 years ago. The Seahawks were going against the Steelers and lost because they were constantly allowed Najee Harris to run all over them. But Najee Harris isn't there anymore. And the Seahawks are newly built to defend against the run. Ever since Ernest Jones arrived, they have been better in the run defense. And especially in the last stretch of last season. The Steelers, we are still not sure on how that offense is going to look. The defense, we already know what that's going to be. And I'm terrified about TJ Watt coming at Sam Darnold's face. But Gray Zabel is probably going to be the lockdown guy on him primarily. Maybe even Charles Cross some of the time. But a main matchup I am looking at for the Seahawks and Steelers, a main matchup of wide receiver and DB I'm looking at is DK Metcalf going against Devin Witherspoon. That is the main matchup I'm looking at. And then also Nick Mware is going to get in there too. And then another one I'm looking at is JSN and Cooper Kupp going against Darius Slay and Minka Fitzpatrick. That is going to be another big matchup in the secondary. As for like the defensive side, I believe the key players on the defensive side for the Seahawks is going to be Ernest Jones. He has been outstanding ever since arriving from the Titans, from that trade. And then the key player is obviously TJ Watt. But I have a player that I'm going to keep a close eye on. Jake Sawyer. That's a man I'm keeping a very close eye on if I'm the Seahawks. He has been amazing throughout his career. Jake Sawyer, I was there when he made that game-winning play against the Longhorns in the Cotton Bowl. I was there. I was there. I was outside the stadium, but I was there. But when I look at this matchup, I look at three things the Seahawks have to do to win this game. Number one, stop the run. We know what Jalen Warren is, as my pal Long likes to call him, the bowling ball. And we know that Caleb Johnson is going to be one of those sneaky running backs of the draft this season. And then second key is keep possession of the ball. You got to tire out that defense. You got to tire out the Steelers defense as much as you can. Give your defense time to rest. Because when you're going on the road in the Steel City in Pittsburgh, that is going to be a really difficult challenge. The Steeler fans are loud. It is one of the most sold out stadiums in the NFL for primarily Steeler fans. And then the third and final key is Sam Darnold. He has got to not he was good throughout the last season. I will give him credit for that. But in this game, you cannot make those big game-changing turnovers because it's on the road. Each turnover is created differently. Turnovers are created differently every single time. If it's a pick six, and let's just say like 2 minutes ago in the third quarter, that could change everything. If it's like a pick six with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, that could be the game. Sam Darnold, I trust you for now, but you have to prove yourself to me. You need to prove yourself to me. I need to see that same version of that you were in Minnesota come to here in Seattle. Because if you don't for the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I would think about putting Block in. That's what I'm thinking right now if I'm a Seahawks fan. Because I am a Seahawks fan. If Sam Darnold is not that same guy from Minnesota, put Drew Lock in. I don't care. Just put Drew Lock in, see how he does, and we'll go forward from there. But as for the keys for the Steelers, as for the Steelers, I got two for them. Number one is keep your offense on the field. We know that the offense of the Steelers has been horrible since Ben left. We know that they've not been the same. That run game is going to help them out, but they have to pass the ball. And Mason Rudolph is not built to pass the ball deep down the field. He's not built that way. And then the second key and final key, the defense has to get stops for the Steelers. We know this defense of the Steelers is one of the best defenses of the AFC North, other than, of course, the Ravens that just got Malachi Starks and Mike Reed. When I look at the Steelers, when I look at this matchup, the Steelers defense is going to be a big key in this matchup, a massive key. And Sam Darnold is going to be on the watch in this game. He is going to be on the watch because he is going to be all eyes are going to be on Darnold. All eyes are going to be on him. Every single eye is going to be on Sam Darnold. If he does not show up in this game or in week one, I might have some concerns about Darnold as a future guy. And I might question on how much we paid him. I might question that. But, man, I'm super excited for what this matchup is going to bring. I'm very excited to see the Steelers in week two. But, I mean, we'll see what happens. But, Steelers, we'll see you all in week two. What else do you guys think? Do you guys think Mason Rudolph has the potential to go head to head with the Seahawks' new revamped defense if it is going to be Mason Rudolph? And as I said, we don't know who the star is going to be yet. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a favor. Smash that button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I will see you all in the next one. Ciao for now.